Hello, this is Right Side Trader. Today is August 29th, 2025, and this is my weekly trade review. We're reviewing an SPX and Condor trade. That's 10 wide, point 0.2 delta, 0-day options. This is all for educational purposes only, no trade recommendation, because as we all know, trading is risky. You can lose money at trading, so please check with your financial advisor. Please check with your significant other and make sure trading is something that is suitable for you. I am doing this to train my brain and see how this thing works in different market conditions. And right now with this low volatile market, I'm picking up a little. I'm actually realizing that, number one, like you see on the screen, should be no trade with this particular strategy when the VIX is below 17, because again, you don't get that much of a credit. And the other thing that I'm seeing also, it takes longer to make that 25% all I'm trying to make on that trade too. So a lot of times I end up taking a smaller profit on this trade. And I'm also trying, I'm looking at other things also to see if I can try this trade on it. See if I can find something out there that has that's got a little volatile, implied volatility spike on it that I can actually trade and do this trade around. I haven't really gone off the indexes yet, but I'm thinking about that. I'm trying different things. I'm doing different things. I'm also trying to trade the 0-day options and all, which is not really the best thing to do, especially buying them and all. I did do some spread trades also. I did do some selling of them and all. And today, one of the strange things that I did today, wait to the end and see what I did today. All right, but let's go ahead and get over here to the trades and see what's going on here. On the VIX, like I said, the VIX was low all week long based on what I'm saying, 17 of. It's below 17. It's really not a good thing to actually place this trade. You don't get that much of a credit. I think today it was close to almost $2 at one time and all, but I usually just set it for that 250 to take that 250 on the trade if I can get it. And some days I get it, and some days I don't. And like one day I didn't even trade because I wasn't really in front of the computer. But on Monday I was able to place that on Condor at 64.25, 64.15 on the put side, 64.70, 64.80 on the call side, around a 0.2 delta, received a $2.50 credit, and then ended up closing it for $2.20. But we can see these purple lines are the lines that where I'm selling at. So ideally, if I would have stayed in this trade a little bit longer all day long, I could have got the full thing, but I definitely could have got my 25%. But I'm getting where I close these things early because I'm not used to this market, and I start seeing this thing trending or something going crazy, and I think something is going to go crazy. I end up closing it just for a small profit. Plus, with the other trade that I'm actually doing additional trades, I don't want to have this sitting out there. That's the whole other thing too. Another thing that I'm doing, since I'm doing multiple trades, I'm looking at, again, it starts getting, I have to do it like my live trade. I get where I only take X number of trades a day, and it's 5 or less. Tell you the truth, it's 5 or less if I take any. I don't like trading too much, that's just me, and that way I don't have no concern about commissions when I'm not making that many trades in a day anyway. So that's one of the things here. And I'm seeing here, I'll show you, like today, I had over 30 trades today. Playing around, doing different things, doing spread trades, buying, selling, all over the place, just to see what works. That's the whole other thing that I'm doing. I'm trying to see how things work, being able to look. And it's kind of like best to be in the market and do that. You pay a little bit more attention to it. The thing is, I just don't have any emotions or anything really tied to it where it's going to make me do anything too crazy. That's the whole thing. But let's move on. Tuesday, I was able to place that on Condor at 64.60, 64.70 on the call side, 64.15, 64.05 on the put side, around a 0.2 delta. Received a $2.45 credit, closer for $2.10. It was in that trade around 9.36. Out of that trade around 9.43. Again, this short period of time of actually being in this trade will not be happening. I said again, it would not be happening in your live accounts like this. But the thing is staying in between the sold lines long enough where it does work. It worked a couple of times when I was doing it live, but it was definitely staying longer into these trades. Just throw that on out there too. Wednesday was a no trade day. I did not trade that day at all. Thursday, I was able to place that on Condor at 65.15, 65.25 on the call side, 64.60, 64.50 on the put side, around a point 0.2 delta. Received the $2.50 credit. Closed it for $1.85. That's more like it. I was in that trade around 9:31. Out of that trade at 9:44. Again, it's one of these strange things how this thing works. I can almost go, know about right where when the market starts making these moves like this, is when you start getting these crazy feels and get these feels like what I'm seeing here. Now today this was the day, I decided. Well, first of all, I was able to place that iron Condor trade at 65.10, 65.20 on the call side way up here, 64.60, 64.50 on the put side around a point 0.2 delta, which is right here. This market fell, within the first, half hour, down to here. This right here also gives you the whole ideal about placing this trade around 10 o'clock. If I had placed this trade around 10 o'clock at Eastern time, I wouldn't have had no problem with this trade because this thing dropped down to here and went sideways all day long. But since I placed it right at the opening around 9:32, I ended up staying in this trade all day long, and I just got lucky. I'll say lucky. I don't know. Again, the market ended up closing just above the strike that I sold. So again, I think the account still really even in a virtual account, this thing really hasn't settled out yet at all. And I'm glad it's not any AM options where I have to worry about something going to be happening over the weekend or Monday or whatever, how those AM options work and all. But that's what happened. And I wanted to see how it played and if it ever got to a point where I could have closed it for less and all. It really never That's one of the things I always say, oh, well, you could have got out of here. No. If it's down here around the line that you sold, this thing was anywhere from $3 to $5 trying to close it. So that would mean it'd have been giving back all the credit plus an extra $1 or an extra $2, if I would have tried thinking I would get out of it early. But I kind of had decided, okay, I didn't have anything else planned today, so I had time to just sit around here and watch this thing. And I at the end, it just came right above here, and then this is where the market closed. And that's the other thing that I noticed too. I tried to even close the trade in the virtual account, and it wouldn't close. I don't know if that would happen in a live account or not. That's one of the things that I'm always kind of concerned with my Q trades, my QQQ trades. The Qs trade 15 minutes after the market closes. I don't think this thing here does. Number one, I have to look into that. I don't know, but I know the Qs do. So a lot of times with the Qs, I set my limit orders to get me out of a trade if I want to get out, or I close. I have to make sure I shut it. I have to cancel that order to make sure it doesn't close during that time if I want to close it, if I want to carry it overnight. Because again, if I was trying to trade based on some earnings or something that I was thinking was going to pop or drop and all, and I really don't want to get out of that trade until the next morning. Because a lot of times some of those are my best trades, just carrying things overnight like that. And I have to cancel those orders because that 15-minute time frame, they seem like they go out there and fill your order for you when you really don't want it filled. But with this thing, nothing hasn't happened. But let's go ahead and that's pretty much that on the trades. Let's take a quick look at the account. I'll show you today. Is this today? Yeah, this is today. Like I said, today really wasn't that good of a day with me doing as much as I did. Because, again, I was all over the place, too. As you can see in this virtual account, there was 38 trades, 39 filled, 38 orders, 39 filled, and a lot of cancels. I do that a lot. I do that a lot even in my live thing. As I see, I use, because again, I use limit orders, and if I see the market running, I'll change my order up to actually lock in some. I do crazy stuff and all, and I don't mind. I like having those orders out there and following the market at times. So again, look at this number over here. When I say look at this number over here, let me see if I can bring this up right quick, because this is all I'm going to show. And I got a little time if this thing pops up. I'm looking at this liquid value here. Again, what it is today. This is this number right here. That's today on Friday, on the 28th. And then the other thing that we really want to look at, I'm going to go here. And I'm going to go back to Monday, which was the 25th. And then you can see, and I just say, boom. Did it reset it? Yeah, it's 22. So it was 18, and now it's 22. So it's a difference of about $4,000, $3,000 and some change. So again, and most of that, it was most of that loss. I had pretty big losses. Trying to trade. I don't like, again, directional trading. 0-day options is kind of like a no. Like a shouldn't do it. Because again, you have to. It can be done, but you have to realize you're trading a decaying asset. That thing, you're fighting against time, and you trying to call direction. And can you really get that right? 90% of the times, no. I'll just say it just like that. You're not going to get it right. You can get little pops, and that's why when I do it, and I try to just make 50 cents to $1 on those trades because I get those little pops, and that's about it. If you end up holding them much longer after you lost $1 or so, you need to close that trade. That's what I'm finding out for myself. These trades you cannot, because again, you're trading something, a decaying asset, and if the market is going sideways like what we saw today, you're just going to lose money. That's all to it. So that's it, and that's pretty much all I really want to share. This is a Right Side Trader. Things are going okay. I almost took this whole week off because I just really wasn't feeling it this week. I only did one live trade. I had something in my live account that I had a couple things that I had to roll out, and that was pretty much it. And I've been having pretty good weeks. So you get where you got to take a break sometimes, and I'm almost about ready at that point where I need to take a break. So I'll see how it goes next week and see what happens. I hope you guys had a great week. Have a great weekend. Happy Labor Day, and I'll talk to you next week. Have a good one. Bye. Right Side Trade.